Hello, Toronto Blue Jays fans. I am your host, Craig Borden, for this episode of Jays Latest. And we're going to come out the gate swinging today because the Blue Jays end up getting another win. And at the moment, we actually have a good chance of winning this series against the Tampa Bay Rays after an abysmal Tuesday evening where we, lost by via grand slam at the end of the night. So, yesterday, though, much different than the game we had the other day, where it was offense on both sides. This one, we ended up having nothing but pitching. So it was a very, very, very close game. Regardless of the fact that there's three errors in this game committed by, in collective between both teams. 15 hits, but there's only 4 runs scored total in the game. But the Blue Jays walk out with a 3-1 W against the Tampa Bay Rays. So in this pitcher's duel, we had Chris Bassett. He went through 5 2/3 innings. Just great to see Bass running through that because he's been on fire. He's got a 3.16 ERA after yesterday's start for the season, just continuing to cruise. 5 2/3 of innings of work yesterday, scatters around 7 hits, including 2 walks, but he ends up only allowing the 1 run and 6 strikeouts. Can't say enough good things about Bass on that whole thing. There was, like I said, really only 2 scoring plays in this whole entire game, and Cameron Misner was the one that singled in the only run for the Tampa Bay Rays, bringing in Christopher Morel. So, but at the end of the day, it's great to see that the pitching staff has been doing what they've been doing. Bassett, like I said, just immaculate pretty much out when trying to buckle down and get hitters out yesterday. Brandon Little picks up his second W of the game, coming in to relieve Chris Bassett when the Blue Jays finally took the lead in the 6th inning. We'll get to that in a moment. Rod gets a hold. It's his 5th of the season. Nice. And then we're going to get Jimmy Garcia was the one that closed this one out because of pick a reason, I guess. At the end of the day, that is Jimmy Garcia's third of the season. He gets 1 strikeout in 1 inning of work. Did not allow a base runner, so that was maybe some encouragement for what we've been seeing for Jimmy Garcia, who worked himself into trouble the other day in Seattle, and then with the bases loaded, he wiggled out of it. So good going. But all around on this one, Blue Jays did really, really good, including I gotta use Alejandro Kirk here to segue into the next parts of our talk because not only did he provide the offense, but his defense was stellar last night. Throughout a couple of guys, including one that was a review. Ernie Clement gunned down a guy at home plate that was put on with a sweet tag by Alejandro Kirk. So the defense was incredible with the team last night, except the 2 errors that we had. But I'm talking specifically Alejandro Kirk. Had great defense last night. Looked really good. But on all things going, we had that going. The Blue Jays could not get anything going on offense for the most part in this game. They were able to finally get something churning, and Alejandro Kirk was the main benefactor of that because he comes up against Ryan Papio yesterday, and he already had Vlad Jr. and Dalton Varsho on when he comes up to the dish and just destroys a baseball. It goes over the fence for his third home run of the season. The 3-run bomb puts the Blue Jays up ahead of the Rays 3-1 to begin or to end the 3rd inning. So, no, sorry, not 3rd inning, 6th inning. Third home run, 6th inning. I'll get it right. So King Kirky being the MVP outside of Bassett yesterday. The offense did the right things, though. That's the thing I want to make sure I focus on. Still being able to get 8 hits in this game and move guys around. Took a walk as well. They couldn't find a way to string a few things together, but they did have the 1 hit, like I mentioned, from Kirk. That was a key one. That's the only reason we went 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So those guys that got on base with those 8 hits and that extra walk were going around the bases. They were getting in the scoring position, and we were having trouble getting the next hit to be able to bring them in last night. But that's what home runs do. When you're hitting home runs, guess what? It's a little easier. So hopefully the Blue Jays can continue doing that would be the catch. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go a little out of order here because I just realized that put the minor league update before the other one. So we're going to talk game 3 as we get Gossman to come out and hopefully win us a series. Gossman has been pitching well. We love watching him be in his ace self. He had 3 earned runs in his last outing, but he didn't allow any to Cleveland the outing before that. We're just going to ignore that thing that happened in New York. But Kevin Gossman is having a good season. He's got a 3.97 ERA with 4D strikeouts, 3-3 record so far this season. He will be facing Zach Littell, and Little's been having a very solid season. He's got 3 outings in a row where he's pitched at least 5 innings and only allowed 2 runs. So his ERA on the season is currently 4.40, but he has been cruising in his last 3 starts, 2-5 record against the out there right now. The Blue Jays have not had a ton of success around him. At the end of the day, Alejandro Kirk is the only one that's really gotten a decent, couple of RBIs on 2 hits with him and 2 at bats. No home runs. Everybody else has been very, very minimal at bats. Watch out for George Springer maybe not being in the lineup tonight because he is over 7 against Zach Littell, but that's a very, very small sample size. Dalton Varsho has a home run as well against him. So good times. So I wanted to talk minor league baseball with y'all for a little bit. There's some cool stories floating around in the Blue Jays minor league system. I don't know if you've seen what offense is doing in the Buffalo area, but our guys that are tipping on the offensive side, maybe being like stuck in that quadruple A ballpark, not having a place to go in the majors or have not been able to perform in the majors. But anyways, Alan Roden in the last 5 games has been just raking the ball, batting 11 for 24, which includes 4 extra base hits and 6 RBIs. So since going back down to the minors, Alan Roden has just been hot. Maybe a little fire under his ass. Or it just shows that's a problem with minor league baseball to begin with when you can't get somebody like Alan Roden playing time in the majors. But to that point, demotion obviously is paying off for him to, play in Buffalo and show what he can do. Joey Loperfido has also been, over the last 13 games, been red hot. He's been 300 with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Very cool to see the Loperfido doing what he's doing. And then the other fun, the Babe is back in business. He's got 3 home runs in his last 6 games. So just saying, Babe Schneider still wonderful down in the minor leagues and doing great things. And then I've talked about him on this show before. You got to check out Trey Savage. He has been incredible as the Blue Jays draft pick from last season. It's going to quickly become one of our top prospects. I think he's actually number 4 or 5 on the list right now. He's going to be number 2 before you know it because Arjun Amala and him are going to be easily the best prospects we have. In his start yesterday, Trey Savage only pitched 5 innings, but he struck out 12 Bradelton Pirates. So just saying, he cruised and just mowed down hitters yesterday. So want to make sure you all knew that. Check out the highlights on the Dunedin Blue Jays if you are looking for any clips and highlights of fun Blue Jays related stuff. Make sure you hit @Birdwatching GC. That is my other podcast, the Jay Birdwatching Podcast. Make sure you check that out. Obviously, for clips and fun and all things Blue Jays, make sure you check us out here on Jay's Latest. Like, share, subscribe, and we will be here to chit chat and talk Blue Jays baseball any day we can. Cheers, everybody.